So we started a new month last week. We started God and Company, right? God and Company for the month of September. And we talked about the truth that we are the company. God is the silent partner, and wherever thought, wherever consciousness places its attention, that's where the company is doing business. So we would really like to place our attention on what we would see grow. If that's where our energy is flowing, that's where the company is doing business, that's what we're going to get more of. So with that in mind, today's talk is mergers and acquisitions. Now, when I thought about it, when I was preparing for this talk, I thought about mergers, and I was thinking about the oneness. I was thinking about core concept 1 in the science of mind and spirit, being God is all there is. So really, we were born into this merger already. There's no place we can go to get outside of it. We are already merged with the one. We cannot be outside of the life of God. We are at home in the heart of God always. They say spirit whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. No matter where we are sitting at the center of God. We are in the heart of God. It's already true of us. We cannot get outside of spirit. So we were already merged even before we were born. We were merged within the one, always, always sitting. So really the merger part of mergers and acquisitions, the merger part is the recognition that we're already one with God. The recognition that our mind is nestled within the mind of the one Spirit. That there is only one life, one mind, one God. And that energy is the energy from which we draw life. That energy is the energy that surrounds us. That energy is the energy that breathes our breath and beats our heart. That we cannot get outside of it. It is everything and everywhere. We are already merged in the one. It's about remembering it. It's about living from that consciousness of, yes, I am. I represent spirit on earth. I represent spirit in form. I am the eyes and the ears and the hands and the feet of God. I am that thing making itself manifest in the world. So we're already merged. Ernest Holmes in Creative Living said this. He said, we are on the pathway of an everlasting and ever-expanding evolution, but it could be much more rapid if we would only surrender the idea of separation and isolation and discipline ourselves to the thought and the act of meeting that which is desirable in every person and in every situation. So I was meditating the other day. I do that. And you know, it's a beautiful day. It's been warm and sunny, and every window and every door was open. And I was meditating, and everything was going well. And then the kids in the adjacent yard decided to go swimming. And they're really loud, and they're really noisy, and their dogs are barking, and they're jumping in the pool, and they're, screaming and yelling and having a great old time. You kind of get the picture, right? And right at that moment, I'm at choice. Right at that moment, I am at choice. I can throw in the towel. In this case, it'd be a beach towel. I could throw in the towel and go, I can't meditate. It's too noisy. There's too much going on. Those kids, those darn kids, they're yelling and screaming. They're having a terrific time. They're having fun. Or I could let that be my spiritual practice. I could let that be my spiritual practice. My body is hearing other bodies having fun. My mind is hearing other people speak. My ears are hearing joy, activity of spirit and form. I could allow that to be my spiritual practice, because I got to tell you something. If you need everything perfect in order to meditate, if you need the music on or the music off, or the light on or the light off, if you need the candle, if you need the incense, if you need the pillow, the green pillow, not the black pillow, because it's got to be the right pillow, if you need your altar all in place before you can meditate, it's never going to happen. It is never going to happen. If you need everything in place, if you need everything outside of you, if you need to control all of the circumstances and situations around you before you can meditate, guess what? You're never going to meditate. You're never going to meditate. It's never going to happen. Life is bubbling up around us all the time. You hear that old phrase about, we are in this world but not of it. That's the truth. We are in this world. We are in this world. We're not of it. We are spirits. We have souls. We are souls. We have bodies. We are souls. We have bodies. And we're in this place, and we're in this space, and we're in this time, and we are with other spirits and souls and bodies. And we're all occupying this same space and time. And so we have to do what we do. We have to find that place within ourselves, that quiet, still place. It's within ourselves. It's not out there. We can't make everybody in the world be quiet because it's time for me to meditate now. We have to find that place within ourselves, that quiet, still place where we can drop down regardless of what kind of chaos and noise is around us and know that we are one with all of it. That's the truth of us. We're spiritual beings. And when we remain conscious of that, we can meditate regardless of what's going on around us. Whatever chaos, confusion, noise, joy, laughter, crying, regardless of what is going on around us, we can retreat to that private place, that still place within us where we know the truth of who we are. And when we remember that, we know we're part of the company. We know that our silent partner has our back. And we can just drop into that. Ernest Holmes in Help for Today said, "The power that sets the stars in their course knows all about you. The imagination that paints the sunset knows how to splash a little color on your pathway and will do so when you become aware that through the recognition of your oneness with God, you can turn an old life in for a new life." We just have to remember. And isn't that reassuring? We just have to remember. That's the truth of us. So the merger is the recognition. We're already that. We are already that. And the recognition then leads to that experience. It leads to the experience of walking through life knowing that. We're already that. There's no place else we have to go. There's nothing else we have to do but to recognize, believe, and embody that. So now let's talk about acquisitions. Acquisitions. Now this is the knowledge that we have our gifts. We don't have to acquire them, although acquisitions would seem to indicate that. What we have to acquire is we have to acquire the knowledge that they're inside of us. We have to remember we already came here equipped, fully equipped, with everything that we could need, want, and desire. It's already within us. Again, it's bringing our attention to that. It's bringing it out from us. It's not that we acquire anything. It's not that we need acquisitions, but that we need mastery over that which is already inside of us, that which we acquired before we were even born. We are a whole, perfect, and complete being. We are a whole, perfect, and complete outpicturing of spirit in form. And that doesn't mean flawless. When I say whole, perfect, and complete, I'm not talking about flawless. I'm talking about lacking nothing. Perfect means lacking nothing in this instance. We have everything within us. So what we do is we recognize what's in there. And we gain mastery over it. And we demonstrate it in the world. And what are our acquisitions? But all of the qualities of God. We have all of the qualities of God within us. Abundance, balance, beauty, freedom, joy, love, order, peace, power, unity, wholeness, wisdom. All of those qualities exist within each and every one of us. These are our acquisitions. These were the gifts that were granted to us even before we were born. This is the truth of who we are. And we don't have to acquire them. They have been gifted to us. They are our birthright. We're in form. We have them. Always had them, always will. We must recognize them. We must demonstrate them. We must act upon them. We must accept them as the gift that we have been given. So, let's start with abundance. How do we know this? How do we know abundance? Do you ever lay on the ground at night and look up at the stars? That's abundance. Do you ever cut open a tomato and look at all those seeds in there? They're not all going to make tomatoes. They're not all going to make tomato plants. There's an abundance of seeds in there, way more than necessary. Spirit is lavish abundance. Did you ever look into the eyes of a stranger when you're driving on the freeway and think, I'll never see that person again as long as I live? There's 7 billion of us marching around. I may never see that person again. That's abundance. We are surrounded by lavish abundance of all life. So why would you be the exception to that rule? Why would you be limited and in lack and alone when all around you God is showing us the demonstration of abundance in this world? Now I know we're all special, but you're not that special. Just as special as everybody else. And God's abundance is lavished upon everything, all of life, every blade of grass, every grain of sand. And that is your inheritance. Abundance is your inheritance. Are you accepting it? Are you seeing it all around you? What about balance? There's another great one. Seasons come and seasons go, and seasons come back again. And life brings life. And darkness is balanced with light. Day and night. Birth, death, hot, cold. There is a balance to all things. Our inheritance is balance. Are you accepting that gift? Are you accepting it? What about beauty? What is beauty to us? If you asked everybody in this room, give me a one-word definition of beauty, I bet you'd get as many different definitions as there are people in this room. What is beauty? What is beauty? A child's smile, a beautiful sunset, a painting, a song, a piece of music, a photograph. What is beauty? A flower. A well-constructed mathematical equation. Right? That's beauty too. Beauty is whatever beauty means to me. Our inheritance is beauty. Are you accepting the gift? Are you accepting the gift? What about freedom? What does the acquisition of freedom mean to me? I am free to think my thoughts. I am free to believe what I believe is true for my life. I am free to believe I'm limited and I'm in bondage. Isn't that weird? I'm free to believe nothing can bind me. I'm free to live. I'm free to breathe. I'm free to choose. I'm free to marry the one I love. Oh, wait, I don't think we have that one handled yet. But we're working on it. And you see, you're on the right side of the issue when you're talking about the qualities of God. When you're talking about what gives us more freedom, what gives us more love, what gives us more joy, you know that when you're expanding that into the world, you are absolutely standing in your power. You are absolutely standing with Spirit. You're absolutely aligning with truth. So what would bring more freedom? Your thoughts all the time. Freedom means liberty and justice for all, right? Absolutely. We stand by that. Not just for a select few, but for everybody. Freedom is our inheritance. What are you doing with yours? Are you accepting the gift? What about joy? Joy is another one. What part of your life is joy? And what are you doing with the inheritance of joy that you've been given? What are you doing with it? Are you demonstrating it, or are you holding it in all to yourself? Can you be joyous in the face of sorrow? Can you know joy in grief? The Buddha tells us that joy is inherent in us. We remain unattached. Joy is our nature. Even in the face of tragedy, even in the face of triumph, even in the face of success and failure, we can be in joy. Joy that we're alive, joy that we're living, joy that we exist, and that God exists, and that we are at the heart of God always. That inherent state of joy can exist regardless of conditions. Because the conditions come and go. The events in our lives pass. The eternal truths remain. And that is what joy is. So, your inheritance is joy. What are you doing with it? Love. Love comes next. Oh, love. Love, 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 love. Why do you tease us? I love this. I love that talk. I love that movie. I love these shoes. I love the day. I love that flower. We love all kinds of things, don't we? Oh, love your car. We just love everything. Do we love humanity? We love all kinds of stuff. Do we love unconditionally? I'll love you if you go to the movies with me. I'll love you if you clean your room. Do we love unconditionally? Do we love in spite of hate? Do we love in the face of discrimination? Do we love regardless of jealousy or envy? Do we love the ones that don't agree with us? The Dalai Lama said our chief purpose in life is to help people. And if we cannot help them, at least don't hurt them. Okay? So do we love when everything in us screams, oh, hell no! Do you know what they did to me? Do we still love then? That is our spiritual practice. Just like meditating with the noisy kids, that's our spiritual practice. Oh, man, do we love in the face of betrayal? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. And here's what we're called to do. We are called to take that person into prayer and to pray them until we fall in love with them again. That sucks, doesn't it? When betrayal hits you, pray them until you fall in love with them again. When their lies cut you to the quick, you pray them until you fall in love with them again. When they do the most awful thing, when they fault you or make fun of you or criticize you or banish you, you pray them until you fall in love with them again, because that is how God sees them. Innocent children, innocent demonstrations of spirit in form. It is not ours to judge. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to lunch with them afterward. We're not spiritual doormats. And Ernest Holmes said that. But we know we have prayed them up. We've praised them and raised them. And we know we have forgiven them when? When they are given safe passage through our mind. When they are given safe passage through our mind. It's a great affirmation to remember as we're going into this political season in the next couple of months, because we'll all be seeing things we agree with and we'll be seeing things that we violently disagree with. And what do we need to do? We need to pray them until we fall in love with them again. We pray them until there is no heat, there is no judgment, there is no condemnation in our minds. There is only love. Love is our inheritance. What are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with it? In Creative Ideas, Ernest Holmes said this. He said, "Our vision is clouded, and the pathway of our progress is obstructed until we come to know that God can and does express as good in every person and in every situation." And even if we can't see it, we can remember that God does. So what about order? Order, we always said order was the first law of heaven. First thing that happened when spirit outpictured itself in form and said, "I am," what happened? There was a separation of chaos into order. Order is the first law of heaven. Day is separated from night. The waters were separated from the land, light from dark. So order is the first law of heaven. So order is the first order of business in God and company. This is the moving your feet part of treatment and affirmative prayer is order. What do we do next? What do we do next? I keep my eye on the goal. I keep my eye on the prayer. And yet there are steps that I need to take to get from here to there. And it is incumbent upon me to take them. So let's prioritize. What is it I would have next? So we pray the truth of who we are and what we are, and then we take a step. And then we take a step in that right direction. We make sure we arrange our tasks from A to Z, and we make movement in the world. Order is our inheritance. Peace. Peace is, let there be peace on earth, right? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Whatever we are called to do in the world, can we do it peacefully? Absolutely. We can accomplish everything that needs to be done by us. Spirit does through us and as us in the world. We can do peacefully. We can communicate peacefully. We can play peacefully. We can work peacefully. We can see each other as peace, and then we demonstrate that in the world. We can infuse everything that we do with peace. Because remember, everything that you do is infused with the energy you bring to it. So if you bring your anger to something and you do it anyway because you have to get it done, that is the energy you're infusing it. If you bring peace to everything you do, that is the energy you infuse it with. Peace is your birthright. Peace is your inheritance. Are you using the gift? Are you using the gift? Ernest Holmes in Creative Mind said, "Nothing can come upon the path of the soul but that thing that the soul attracts." Let me say that again. Nothing can come upon the path of the soul but that thing that the soul attracts. Yeah. So you attracting peace? Are you attracting peace? Are you attracting chaos? Are you attracting darkness? Are you attracting light? Because that's what will show up on your path. Peace is the way of the spiritual being. Whatever is being done by me can be done in that sense of peace. Power. I stand in the truth. I stand in the truth that I am an emanation of spirit, and that everything that spirit is contained within me. I am not all of spirit. Spirit is way greater and way bigger than me, but all of those qualities exist within me. Just like a little drop or a little cup of the ocean contains the exact chemical components the entire ocean is, but it's not the entire ocean, but it has everything that the ocean has. That's who we are. That's who we are. We have everything that spirit is within us. We don't have all of it. Wouldn't fit. But we have all the qualities. And power is one of that. Power is what I am. And that is that power of spirit to get things done in the world. We have brilliant ideas. Our mind is one with the mind of God, and we have that next thing already lined up. We know exactly where we're going from here. And we have the power to make it happen. And the only thing that stops us is us. The only thing that stops us is the false belief that somehow we're separated from our good or we're not good enough. power of spirit is the same power that sets the planets in motion, is the same power that beats your heart and breathes your breath and thinks your thoughts. You have more than enough power. You are a spiritual being. There is only one power and presence in the universe. We say that. There's only one power and presence in the universe. And it expresses through me and as me in the world. Martin Luther King said, never, never, never be afraid to do what's right, especially if the well-being of a person or an animal is at stake. Society's punishments are small compared to the wounds we inflict upon our soul when we look the other way. That's power. That's power. Stand in our truth, do the right thing. And what do we know? What do we believe the right thing is? It is that which expresses more God, more spirit, more love, more abundance, more peace, more joy. All of those qualities, we know that that is the truth of us. It is the truth of spirit. It is the truth of life. So that which expresses more of that, that's our job. And we have the power because that's one of those qualities we've inherited. That's one of our acquisitions. We have more than enough power to do the work of spirit as us in this world. Gotta say yes. Gotta say yes. Yes? Yes. We don't have to acquire anything. We need to recognize that it's already within us. It's already within us. Recognize, believe, embody, demonstrate. Unity. Unity is the next quality. We're all in it together. We're all in it together. I love that Elizabeth Warren expressed at the convention the other day. She said the philosophy of, we're all in this together really beats the heck out of I got mine, you're on your own. That's unity. That's the quality of God known as unity. We are all in it together. We are one. We're already that. We are already that, and wherever we can do some good in the world, we are doing it for ourselves as well as for others. Did you ever notice when you're feeling particularly bad about yourself or depressed or lonely or whatever, and you go out and you do something for somebody else, how much better you feel? We always feel better when we're serving, when we're doing something for somebody else. It makes us feel better. Kind of weird, isn't it? I love the way it works. I love the way it works. It is because of the spiritual truth of unity. Because we know when we uplift someone else, we are uplifted. When we ease someone else's burdens, we are eased. We know that joys are multiplied and sorrows are decreased when we recognize that unity. We are all one. There's only one life. There's only one life, one God, one mind, one race, human. Do you put that on your census forms? I do. Whenever it says race, I put human. What the hell? Right? There's only one of us in the room. Let's face it. There's only one life. We got to get over it. We got to get over it. It's all one. And what? It said it in the Bible too, in Matthew 25. Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. Wholeness. We have to accept at some point that we are the beloved in form. And I think that's just the fundamental truth of our faith tradition is that. We are not separate. We're not alone. We're not sinners. We're not weak. We're not separate from our good. We're not separate from our God. That seed of perfection is nestled within each and every one of us. Not some of us, all of us. And we need to recognize that we are that. We are that. And that wholeness within us, that's what we resonate to when we know the truth about ourselves. That I have everything within me to lead a fully self-actualized life. Fully joyful, fully realized, fully abundant, fully supplied, fully loved, fully joyous, because I am whole. I am whole. That is the truth of who we are. Whole, perfect, and complete, lacking nothing. The 12th one is wisdom. 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 Wisdom tells us, informs us where we're going, what we're doing. Wisdom is that thing that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. You know those times when you go, oh, you start backing out of the room? Wisdom, that's wisdom. Spirit is forever informing us, whispering in our ear. Spirit is forever speaking in that still small voice. Are we quiet enough to hear it? Are we quiet enough? Do we take the time to hear it? Wisdom is within us always. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to buy another self-help book, for God's sakes. It's already within us to know the truth. But, we go off. It's over here, it's over there. We go to yet another seminar, yet another workshop, yet another something to get what we know we already have within us. And all we're doing is going after the things of the world. We're going after the external, when within us lies all the wisdom we need to proceed. And you hear it in your meditation, and you speak into it when you pray. But that wisdom is us. That wisdom is us. We just need to stand in the truth. We are individualized expressions. We have to stand in our own truth. I can't stand up here and tell you what to believe. I can't stand here and tell you what to think. You have to find that on your own. Our faith tradition doesn't tell you what to think. It teaches us what tools to use so we can develop our thoughts, so we can question our thoughts. I always tell the people in our classes about questioning our little tapes that keep running around in our heads all the time, Is this thought serving me? Is it serving the me I am today? Because if it isn't, what do you want to replace it with? Because it's your thought. And wisdom, if we allow it, will come in and provide those answers. If we're quiet, if we're still, if we give Spirit that chance, that little opportunity, just a little cracked door, it'll come in and it'll tell us. Emerson said, "Let me never fall into the vulgar mistake of dreaming that I am persecuted whenever I'm contradicted." Okay? We don't have to agree with each other. Even within this faith tradition, we don't have to agree with each other. Ernest Holmes always said, here's the book, read it. What you agree with, what resonates with you, use. The rest of it, throw it away. Drop it. It doesn't matter. You find your truth within. You find your truth within. So there you have it. There's your acquisitions. Abundance, balance, beauty, freedom, joy, love, order, peace, power. Unity, wholeness, wisdom. When we are confronted with life, by challenges, by problems, do not dwell in the condition. Align with that quality of God that best represents the solution to the condition. Lose your job? Need another job? Pray abundance. Don't pray for a job. You pray for a job, that means you don't have one. You already have one. Don't pray for a job, pray abundance. Manifesting your soulmate? Oh, yeah. Okay. Pray love. Pray love. Don't pray for somebody, and God only knows. Don't pray for that particular person. That's always, never mind. Anyway. Because you never know. You just never know. So you pray love. You pray love. You become that. You resonate with that. You want financial room to breathe in your life because you're feeling lack? You pray freedom. Pray freedom. You resonate with freedom. What does that mean to me? What does that feel like? How does that change every cell of my body? When I know that I am the quality of God known as freedom. Looking to demonstrate physical health? Don't try to pray away the problem, because then you're dwelling in it. Pray wholeness. You are that. You are that already. And the power and the presence of Spirit that circulates through you just dissolves anything in its path that is unlike itself. You pray wholeness. You don't pray for wholeness because you already have it. You already are it. You pray it. You pray what it feels like. You pray what it sounds like. You pray what it looks like. You pray what it tastes like. Whatever it is that gets you there. Stay out of the condition and pray the quality, because it's already in you and it is just bursting at the seams to get out of you. It wants to demonstrate as you, in the best ways. And when you pray it out of you, absolutely, it comes out. Emma Curtis Hopkins said, the metaphysical teaching calls attention to the law that if you tell the truth about your good, it appears in your life. This is what we know is true. This is the basis of metaphysical teaching. The metaphysical teaching calls attention to the law. If you tell the truth about your good, it appears in your life. It must. It's the law. It's the way it works. So there you have it. As the company, we are charged with the mergers and the acquisitions. We come equipped with everything that we need to do, to know, to demonstrate change in our lives, to be on this spiritual path, to continue to unfold, and to do so in love, in joy, in harmony. Harmony's not on the list, but I think harmony ought to be there. I know they say it's contained in something else, but I like it. I don't know, it'd make 13, but what the heck. We have within us everything that we need to be a successful partner in this business of God and company. We are merged with the one. We have all of these acquisitions. We have all of these qualities of God within us. We can pull them up. We can demonstrate them every single time. We recognize them. We embody them. We believe them. We can demonstrate them. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, Jesus said, "Give, and it shall be given unto you. This is the law of life." We should give of ourselves in love and in service to others, in the spirit of generosity and good fellowship. To refuse to give is to refuse to receive, for everything moves in circles. Real giving is the givingness of the self, a kind word, a thoughtful act, perhaps just a smile, can lighten the burden of others. We are all parts of each other, because the same God is in each one of us, wearing a different face. We're all in this together. We are God and company. Success is already guaranteed. Thank you so much.